Hello, and welcome to a new quick video where basically I'm going to cover what happened in the market, I would say, in the last week and what I would expect for the next week. For sure, I'm going to record a weekly market analysis video. It's going to be on Sunday as usual, but just right now I'm recording this one just for quick update and see what is happening in the market. So let's quickly start with economic calendar. So if we start actually from this week, Monday, we can see that basically Mondays there were a lot of bank holidays. Tuesdays there was nothing. The whole action started on Wednesday. We had a lot of news on USD. Actually important news, CPIs like month over month, year over year, and as you can see right now all of them were negative. And then on Thursday we had some news on GBP and then also news on USD. All of them again are negative. And then on Friday, which is today, we have some news today on USD. But just from that you can see that basically most of the news right now are negative for the US dollar. And moving to the chart, you can see this is the DXY on weekly time frame. And as you can see, starting from here, from January this year, we are just in a big, massive downtrend. Here we talk about the market was trading from here, and all the way down here we can see that US dollar lost around 11.4% of its value. 11.4% lost in the value of USD since beginning of this year. Okay, I would say, and personally, that this is planned because basically Trump wants to weaken the US dollar because for him that's better and it helps US in different, let's say, areas when it comes to import, export, etc. And I did talk about that more in details on my Instagram. So this is part of the plan, and I really think it's part of the plan, and I would say it is working so far. But to what extent? Because you see, it's a very massive. Let's actually clean the chart a little bit. And those areas which you see, the yellow ones, are basically areas where I did share with my students, and you can see how basically the market, when we can see price broke below, came to retest this one, price broke below, came to retest this area, etc. And we broke in this point here, and since we broke it, basically we can see the sell off. So it's very clear that we are in a downtrend. And right now the thing for us is basically to understand what will happen next. Let's move to daily time frame. And let me clean this a little bit because right now we don't need that. We can see obviously that we are in downtrend. We also broke below this one. Price came, as you can see, price broke below here, came to retest and start to move to the downside. So let's remove this and let's actually on daily time frame. This level is quite important for us right now. Obviously, as we can see, let me maybe put it here. Yes, as we can see that yesterday, okay, this is basically, we can see support. We can see that yesterday price broke below and right now it's coming to retest. Let me just change the color. Okay, and right now price is basically coming to retest. It will be very important to see how the price is going to react to this area. Will price broke below? If yes, so I would expect starting from next week, we will see, let's say, bigger move to the downside. But if this candle is going to close above here, so maybe that was basically the liquidity collecting stop losses before another move to the upside, but it will be a short-term move. And then we will see the move to the downside to continue. So this is important to keep in mind. Let's adjust this trend line. Okay, and right now, yeah. And if we talk about the last lower high on daily time frame, that was some time ago here, But right now, this is the last lower high on daily time frame. So basically, this is the one which we can keep in mind. As far as the price didn't break above this zone, so we are still in a downtrend. What does it mean? It means that the price can come all the way up here and then move to the downside, even if the price broke the trend line. This is very important because a lot of retail traders lose money in the market because they think if the price broke the trend line, it means the trend is broken, which is not the case. We always need to keep in mind the market structure. This is very important thing to keep in mind. That's why we need to wait and see how the weekly candle is going to close. And this is here on daily time frame. So let me just put it on daily time frame, because on weekly time frame we have also this zone which is very important for us, which is this one here, all this area. Okay, and as you can see, price so far with just all the time support. We want to see how this candle is going to close today. That's why it's very important, and I always advise you always have to check the market across different time frames, even the same currency, because you see, definitely the higher the time frame, the stronger it is. And on weekly time frame, if we see this candle closing below this level here, so that means that maybe next week we can expect the price to come here to retest this broken support and need to confirm that it's resistance, and then we can see the move to the downside. That's one scenario. Second scenario, maybe the price by end of day today will basically close above, and that will be another, let's say, move just to collect all stop losses from below here. Because imagine when on weekly time frame you see this support, imagine the amount of stop losses which are down below here. So from market psychology point of view, what happens? Price come to collect and liquidate all these, let's say, stop losses and then move to the upside. Okay, so this is a very, very, very important level to keep in mind. Let's move to gold, and I will go to this chart because it's very lovely chart, and everything we did discuss, it's happening exactly the way it is. So as I said, if we look at the bigger picture, we can see that we are in an uptrend. That's number one. But if we look at the starting from here, which is April 2025, we start to be in a downtrend. Okay, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and now you can see price broke above the trend line, came to retest it, and the price doesn't mean that, okay, we are broken right now the trend. No, we can only say that we broke the trend only if the price with the body of the candle closes above this last lower high. As far as we are below, we are still in a downtrend. But keep in mind that smarter trade is definitely to buy gold because we are in a massive uptrend on the long term. Okay, medium term, we are in a downtrend. As I said, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Lower high, can we call this lower high? No, because the price didn't make a lower low, and we are still in the medium term in a downtrend because price didn't break so far above the last lower high. But in the short term, we are in an uptrend. Why? Is the price make higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, the price is going and making higher high. So for us right now, this actually level is quite important. Okay, because right now we are actually in this level here. So again, long term, we are in an uptrend. Medium term, we are in a downtrend. Short term, we are in an uptrend. So it's very important to see how basically the price is going to react here. Okay, this is very important. And looking on weekly time frame, you can see basically that we were in this sort of range here. Let me just put it that way, range, and I'll put it here. As you can see, we were in a range, started in April, second week of April, and all this time, and right now price is actually breaking above. It's very important to see how the price is going to close actually this week. It's very important to keep in mind. Okay, so that's about gold. Let's go quickly to EURUSD, and let's go to this chart. But actually, before this chart, I want you guys to look at this chart. I did make a free lesson which is available on YouTube on these levels, which are psychological levels. Imagine if this level is not there. Okay, you can see that the price broke above, and then from here somehow it found some resistance, and then price start to move to the downside. But when you see this, you understand. So these psychological levels are a very important and powerful levels which you can have on your chart across different time frames, and it will help you to understand how to basically trade and how to expect what will be the next move. You can see price broke above here, support, resistance. After the price broke above here, came to retest as a support. Price broke here, you can see it found, resistance, etc. Price broke above again and again and again. So there is a free lesson available on YouTube. You can watch it on how you can find these psychological levels and how you can basically, just have them on your chart. But just one thing from here. So on daily time frame, you can see price broke above the monthly resistance level, which is also a very strong psychological level. It's 1.15. Price broke above and it found here a strong resistance. And since then, which is today, we see the price is moving to the downside. And here is the thing. Maybe the price right now coming to retest this level and confirm that it is support. That's on daily time frame. But look at the weekly time frame. It will be very important to see how this weekly candle is going to close. Because if the body of this candle will close above this monthly resistance level, which is 1.15, then that will confirm that we might see, a continue of the move to the upside. But if this weekly candle will close below this level here, so then it means again that the price was just collecting stop losses, and we might see for the short term another push maybe to the downside. Maybe, who knows, maybe we have this level here where the price broke above, didn't come to retest as a support. So maybe we see that. But again, we need to see how basically the weekly candle is going to close. Going to this one, it's very similar. Okay, you can see on daily time frame, okay, definitely we are in an uptrend. Okay, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. That's on daily time frame. Then price is making higher high. So basically this one is the last higher low. Okay, and we can see that here we were actually in a range which started in 2nd of June, and then price 2 days ago on Wednesday broke above. And at least when it comes to ranges, we should expect the price to come to retest, because you can see this is resistance, price broke above. So maybe if the price to move to the upside, at least it should come to retest the range here before moving to the upside, if any. So maybe on Monday next week, we can find for some opportunities to sell for a short time. And then basically once we are in 1% profit, we can move our stop loss to break even. And then later from here, we can assess the situation if we start to hedge the market and buy, or we can hold because maybe the price will continue the move all the way down to here or down here. So this is a very important thing. But yeah, for next week, I would say we need to assess the situation from here. GBPUSD, if you remember, so in my video, I would say yeah, it was 2 weeks ago when I said here the price will break above, and I said like I will wait for the retest and then from here I will buy. But I was waiting for the price to come a little bit down here, but it just tapped to this level and then start to move to the upside. And then from here, when the price was coming, I said it will come to basically retest this level and then move to the upside. And it did happen exactly the way I said. Price is stepping to this area right now. And by the way, with the community, we actually got into this trade from here. Okay, and we moved all the way up, and actually we closed this in profit yesterday, and it was in a nice profit. And actually I also put a reel on my Instagram showing the profits from this trade. So it is very important. Now we don't need this one. It will be again important to see how, you see, that was from here, but it didn't happen the way I want. I wanted the price to come a little bit down here. But anyway, we can see the price is doing that way. A very important thing to keep in mind right now is basically this area. So we have this level here. And again, I want to see how this weekly candle is going to close. And based on that, I will decide. But at least I would say maybe next week we will see the price at least coming here. Why? Because again, guys, with resistance and support, very easy and very simple. As you can see here, okay, as you can see here, we had this level which is resistance, 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 resistance. Price broke above and didn't come to retest as support. So maybe next week it's time to basically come at least to this level, so we can, you know, look at it. Yeah, I would say price might come, yeah, down here. So we might look for some opportunities. Depends on how the weekly candle is going to close, at least to move all the way down here. If we, you know, on 4 hours time frame, let's remove this, we don't need it. But somehow we can find some nice entry. We usually get into, you know, with 20 pips stop loss, we can find some nice move all the way down here, which is around 11% move. Yeah, but again, I would love to see how basically, you see, it's actually aligning also nice with the 61.8% FIBO. But again, I need first to see how basically the weekly candle is going to close. So that's all, guys. I just want to make a quick video just to share what happened in the market. And to be honest, I think we should see nice moves coming next week. I'm really excited. Let's look at it next week. When it comes to news, what do we have? Okay, we have a lot of news on GBPUSD, USD. Okay, I would say, yeah. Oh, we have the fund rate happening next week and FOMC. So definitely next week is going to be a lot of fireworks in the market. So yeah, and we should use that. Again, I will make a video on Sunday breaking things more. And thank you, guys, and enjoy the weekend.